we are back with another live episode of Work Sucks with me, your host slash co-host, co-presenter. Just a shake of the head there. It's me, Toby Kang from Freeformers. Hello, everybody. And who do we have next to me?
Hello, I'm Callie Adamson-Bakken from Wigglework. Super excited for this week's episode.
I mean, we've just had so much fun in the green room already that I know that this is going to be a barnstorming episode. Yeah, I don't know why we introduce ourselves anymore. Like, you should know who we are by now. Like, we've been doing this a while, but if you're a new viewer, if you've not tuned in to Work Sucks before, let us give you the lowdown. But do say hello in chat because we are live streaming on all socials. So do let us know where in the world you are, and please do engage. Bring some stuff to the conversation. That we are more than happy for you to do that. But what we do on the Work Sucks podcast, we ask 7 questions about an individual's career, and we essentially try and find some of the worst bits of work and practically think how we might build the world of work differently to fix some of the shitty bits of work. That's about right, Kelly, isn't it? I think
you nailed it.
That's what we did. It's been a while since we've done an episode, so we're back. And with that, I am delighted to say Borida, which I'm hoping is a Welsh word, but I've been thrown a real. Apparently, our guest is Welsh, despite not having a Welsh last name, maiden name or married name. Has really thrown me off course by not admitting that any of the words I've been saying are Welsh. So, Borida, I do believe is hello, but it is a Borida or a hello to Kelly Venkiah. Hello!
Is he right?
Borida means good morning.
Maybe just stop with the Welsh. I don't know.
Hey, that's a really good idea. Why has no one told me that? Give it up. Guten Tag. That's good day, and it's night time, so that doesn't work. And none of us are German. So anyway,
I am. I don't know.
Kelly, you were one of the first people to jump on our very first episode of Work Sucks and get involved in the chat. And you send me messages when we're going live just to keep me entertained, I guess. So you are responsible for a lot of funny things. But who are you? What do you do, and why?
Oh, well, good question. First of all, thank you for having me on here this evening. Prynhawn da. My name is Kelly Venkiah. I've been in the HR profession by mistake. No one ever gets there on purpose, in my view.
Not the good ones, anyway.
Yeah. Since 2004. I've worked at many different organizations, had a lot of fun learning on the way, but I bowed out of corporate life and I'm an independent consultant now, mentoring the HR profession, helping them just survive, really.
Absolutely, and it's an absolute joy to have you on. So I'm going to call you our first official Work Sucks mega fan, because you tend to appear in, like I said, in chat, in messages, and you watch along, and so it was just the natural step to get you on. How much preparation have you done for today's conversation?
With the questions that you sent me, I have prepped some answers, because with that amount of experience, I do have a lot of examples, and I've changed them quite a few times. So even though I've prepped stuff, I may go off course a little bit.
Well, we love it when people go off course here at the Work Sucks podcast. So let's dive into it. Let's dive into question 1, which so I had the questions up on my screen, and I went, I wonder if we're live on LinkedIn. We are, but then I clicked away from the questions. Callie, do you want to do the first question this week?
Yeah, absolutely. Mixing things up. So tell us about your worst interview experience.
Okay, so this was long time ago. I was being interviewed for a business partner role by a site leader who was new in role. And instead of kind of following what the natural interview process would look like, he wanted to do role play with me. Now, situational things I'm okay with, tell me about, what you would do if X, Y, Z. But this guy was changing personality with every single question. He was, I thought to myself at one point, what place is this? I did end up working there for a very long time. And he was getting very animated. He was screaming things at me. I could not answer the question. I was laughing so much. And he was getting really angry that I was laughing. But there was no other option. I am that person who, if you are at like a really serious function or something like that, and you sit next to me, I will giggle at the most inappropriate thing because I'm uncomfortable. He was making me uncomfortable, and all I could do was laugh at him.
What was his position?
He was the site leader. He was the most senior person in the building.
So he was a failed theater major. Finding ways to bring it into where he landed. Yeah.
And he did become my business partner because I got the job.
Did you have to deal with role play other times with him after?
No. The interview itself, it was like a panel interview of about 6 different ones. He was just taking his role very seriously.
Hey, what? Hang on a minute. No. So this isn't a one-on-one thing. He's acting out this role play with you.
Oh no. There were 6 separate interviews.
Yeah. I just had this. Yeah. It should have been like really like being a theatre major, as Callie said, and like to be or not to be in front of like a live studio audience.
Yeah. This group of 7 people is the most audience I have now.
Yeah, that was pretty special. And we did have quite a lot of animated discussion, and what it turned out to actually mean was he was being himself, because the examples we would have in work where I would have to deal with him as the person behaving like that, not the other employees. He was the actual issue. Yeah.
There's so many questions. Like, so I think you kind of answered the question I'm about to come up with, but the role-playing scenarios he put you in during the interview process, you then actually had to deal with anyway as like actual real things.
Yeah, from him.
Huh.
Not from the actual lovely people who were working in the building.
I'm trying to figure out if that's so stupid or absolutely genius. Clearly, he's quite self-aware because he's able to act how he usually acts. Like, yeah. He's very self-aware, but also quite self-centered. It's like, well, you're going to be mainly dealing with me. I'm not going to put you in any role-play scenario with anybody else because it's the me show. It's the site leader show.
Yeah, but also, so he, after the whole debrief, he was not keen on bringing me on board. So out of this, so it would always be like a voting way of working. So 5 people were like strong hires, and he was no, we don't want to. But I still got the job anyway.
What was like the most interesting kind of bit of role play scenario thing he did? Because you mentioned like there was shouting.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, this is a long time ago, but I'm just trying to think now. Oh, he was like, "You make me get off site. You take me off site. Go on, I dare you. You can't take me off site. You can't." And I'm just like, wow, okay. I'm sitting there and I'm laughing.
You accepted this job.
Oh yeah, the organization was fantastic. He wasn't.
Everybody else was cool enough where you're like, I just got to get through this and I'll be fine.
Well, but also I thought, if that is, it's going to be a fun opportunity if I'm going to deal with this. I didn't realize it would be from him, And we did have a lot of standoffs because that's the way he would like to do it. And the majority of the time it would end up with me just laughing and asking if he's okay. Because I don't think anyone who behaves like that is okay.
It's slightly unhinged, very unhinged. How loud did he get?
He was very loud. The HR manager, who then became my boss, I could see her lurking outside the door at one point, kind of checking. What she had told me after the fact was that the fact he had gone that far in his interview must have meant that he was interested in me as a candidate, because there wasn't many others he did that with.
Because I was like, if you were there for a while, right? So is this a standard part of it? So did you ever see him do it like with other people that you interviewed? Did he ever interview any other people?
No, well, I wouldn't have stood for it, to be honest. But we had that, relationship of, yeah, absolutely, you cannot do that, and I will take measures to stop you. There was one particular situation, just going off a little bit, where it was a brand new site. It was one of the first in the UK, and it grew enormously, right? And this particular individual, not au fait with UK legislation, in terms of employment legislation, but he would say, yeah, we're recruiting 30 new people into the building. We need them by this time. It was quite a high volume hiring situation. And my manager had gone to Seattle for a few weeks, and I was sitting there, and I was about 2 weeks into the job thinking, oh God, like I'm flying solo here because there's like an 8-hour time difference. And he casually said to everyone, yes, we've got 30 starters tomorrow. We don't need right to work checks though. I've checked with the SVP of operations. So Kelly, don't worry. So basically he was predicting what I was going to say. So I was like, oh, did they know? Okay. Are you sure? Just want to check. Everyone in the room, just want to check. Yeah. Very kind of passive, like, don't ask me any questions, don't look at me, like I'm obviously lying to you, just leave me alone. And the way that the offices were set out in this building was that there was a mezzanine, and I could see directly into his office and he could see directly into mine, but like we were quite far apart. So and this is something I probably would have done differently if I hadn't been so inexperienced in working life at that point, because I was like 23. And I just sent an email to him and to the SVP who he named, and copied in, HR, royalty, anyone who would listen, basically. And I was like, hi, just want to touch base again on, what was said in the meeting. I just want to check, based on what you said, that we can hire and we can bring these people in without a right to work, because based on my qualifications and experience, this is illegal. I just want to get it signed off that this has been overridden, because I'm not willing, literally, I'm not willing to put my name and my profession on the line for this. Send. And the next thing, I looked over to the mezzanine, and again, very theatrical, he was standing in front of and he was like this. Like, you could almost be like this, no! And my phone was ringing off the hook, and it was the HR director at the time that I was working with, that I had a really awesome relationship with for years. And he was like, Kelly, retract the email. I was like, no. It's gone. Yeah.
I think there's a whole podcast episode in this one dude alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you teasers. Does this character crop up in any of your answers?
No, funnily enough, no.
Wow, I would have just assumed that.
This isn't the best one.
What? Okay, let's move on. Question number. I mean, this one's going to be good, right? If that was just like the amuse
Yeah.
bouche. Tell us, Kelly, about your worst boss.
So my worst boss. So I applied for an internal job move, and the person interviewed. I was interviewing for a HR specialist role because we were expanding services into Europe, and with my particular skill set at the time, growing the network was something that I was going to be doing from a processes, scalability, standardization sort of thing. So had the interview, got the job, and when I started on day one, I was asked to fly out to Berlin for this team meeting, and I'm sitting there with new boss. I feel like I need to give them a name.
Gerald. Oh, Toby, come on. That's harsh.
Try to be funny. Come on. Go with it.
We're going with it, Toby.
I do not endorse this, but go on. But
I'm just
let it be known that I'm not happy.
You were saying, like, in the green room.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
Toby, it is.
Sorry, Gav. So the and this individual had like promised global stakeholders that we were going to be delivering on all these different things. So I think now, oh, this is great. I get to go to different part of Europe, do all this work. I'm sitting in the meeting, and they put up this.
Toby is the name you're looking at.
Toby puts it up.
Toby puts up the org chart, and I can see like other colleagues' names up there who's also it's their first day, and I'm like, yeah, Kelly's missing. So I thought, well, maybe I'm like the last one is a typo or whatever. Next thing, and these are all the HR specialists. So I'm like, next thing, the next slide comes on, and it's just one name, one box. Project management for EMEA, Kelly Venkiah. I didn't even know what that meant, right? So I'm like, well, okay, I am a strong believer that, things happen for a reason. Like, whatever, I'll have a go. So I am looking very confused at this point. And then on day 2, I jump on a call with Toby and a range of different stakeholders. He introduces me as the project manager that is going to deliver tier 1, tier 2, and other levels of services across EMEA. I think it was within a 10-month time frame, or at least like the soft launches would be in 10 months. So I was like, I still don't really know what this means. I'm like, yeah. So we've got like all these like directors and very senior stakeholders expecting a lot from me, and this guy is just like, so I'm like, do you remember, after like the call is finished, do you remember that I've interviewed for a HR specialist role? I said, I explicitly remember saying to him, I think the wrong name is in the wrong box. Because I was so like, because most of these examples I'm going to give today is a theme of like, what the, like, what? Is it me? It clearly is with the amount of examples I got. But anyway, I did my best. I was doing a lot of stakeholder management. I learned a lot, which I do genuinely appreciate to this day. But he was trying to hang me out to dry when certain things weren't being done or weren't being achieved. And I was like, well, give me a bit of a break, like, and even the stakeholders were very much Team Kelly. And he was getting very angry with this, and basically he didn't have a clue how to kind of recruit the team to deliver on what was needed, which was very ironic in itself. And then the final straw was like, so we got to launch, and I think I soft launched 12 countries with a tier 1 service, which, excuse me, like,
yeah, I didn't see this part of the story coming. It's like, well, I did it.
Wasn't happy about it. The team was growing around me. Do you know what I mean? So more project people were coming on board at the time as well. However, I tried to apply for a different role within the organization. And at that time, the organization had a policy that if you hadn't been enrolled for more than 12 months, you could be blocked, basically. How archaic is that? And that's what he tried to do. And I'll never forget the meeting I had with him where he said, oh, just FYI, you're not going to be going anywhere. We need to do blah, 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 you know, and we need you now for at least another 6 months. So I'll be seeing to it you're not going anywhere. I was like, oh, bless you. Okay, I will be going somewhere and it will be out of the business. And within 4 days of that conversation, I resigned from a really good job with awesome career prospects with nothing to go to. I thought, you are not, no. The answer is no. So I left that particular business for a space of about 5 or 6 weeks. Because then I was re-recruited back into it in a different part. More to come on that later. I don't want to spoil it. But don't tell anyone who's looking at my LinkedIn profile that there's a gap in my CV. Because I haven't put it there.
Keep it quiet.
Nobody's watching. This is not being recorded, right? But when I did return to that business, I'm finding it really difficult not to say, but when I did return to that business, it was with the HR director who was phoning me on, like, you know, the first 2 weeks going like, retract the email. He obviously saw something in me. So he re-recruited me into a different part of the business that he'd moved to. And I mean, I don't know whether he did this intentionally or not, but I then became the client of the boss I just left.
No way.
And that was like the best feeling ever. And I remember returning back to my desk, and straight away within like the first day, I had an instant message from Toby saying, oh, hi Kelly, great to see you back. So sorry you left. Da, 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 da. Obviously he's had the memo. And I would really like to have a one-to-one with you. So I said, yeah, fine. I'd already checked what the expectations of my role was, and it was basically to make sure that this part of the business that Toby owned was delivering for our part of the business. And guess what? It was not. So he got onto a call, and instead of speaking to me like he would have one of his clients previously, he just tried to, well, basically try and put me in a place of like, I'm up here and you're down there. Right. And I always remember, because we were in like an open plan for like different regional roles. We were in an open plan, and there was a guy sitting opposite me. And I just said, I'm going to stop you there. And this guy got up and he went, oh shit. He left. And I don't know where it came from, because genuinely, right, I was shaking. It was not a nice experience to work with this guy. I know I'm laughing now, right? But
I was about to say, I can't be like, this sounds like horrendous and you're laughing, but like,
right, you gotta know. I just feel sorry for the people who have to work for him elsewhere now. But did my time with him, but that was karma. And that's what I mean. Everything happens for a reason. And that was 100% like karma. And I tortured him. Like, so they would have to deliver like monthly business reviews for that part of the business to me. And I'd have to pick it apart. It was my favorite time of the month. Favorite.
Toby sounds like a dick. Just gonna put it out there.
Oh, bless.
The thing I love about that story is that the revenge element of it. We've not had one of those yet.
No.
Like we've had shitty bosses, but like there's the we should be there are 7 questions. We should be doing like 1 ep per thing. That's nuts.
Tune in this time next week.
Yeah. Story time with Kelly.
Either of you watch Dragon Ball Z? Was that a thing?
Other anime.
Yeah, the anime show.
No.
They'd have big long fight scenes where you'd have a 30-minute episode where like 2 moves happened in the entire episode. And I feel like that's our Kelly moment, is like, all right, give us the details on one specific interaction with Toby.
Yeah.
I'm really not a fan of this dude being referred to as Toby. It's really throwing me off. You're painting me in a very bad light. Okay.
Did Toby design any training courses? Maybe that's a good segue.
Nice, Kelly.
This seems a little bit more, well, boring, but still inappropriate though. So let's go.
Go for it. Tell us about your worst training experience.
So hang on a minute. Let's have a look. Oh, hang on. I've scrolled too far.
So have either of you seen the episode of the US office where they do the CPR thing and they've got the face mask?
Oh my gosh, Carly, you didn't just say that to me. Number 1, I love the US office. Number 2, this is about CPR.
No!
Yes.
I'm not
Okay.
So to the point where I'm going to read it word for word so you don't like, oh my God.
Okay, so the reason I ask is last week I got a tour of an educational facility that does like nurse training, and they have mannequins that talk, and so they can it was terrifying. But they brought me into a room and showed me one that skin was peeled off. And so I feel like there's a whole group of people, myself included, that has these nightmares of this training mannequin that has no skin like the office.
Yeah, you remember that training course we did where we had to peel a person?
So that was the connection in my brain while I was filling time, but I'm so excited to hear how this relates.
Oh my God. And they talked.
Yeah, it was absolutely, and their eyes blinked and their mouths moved very scary. You've seen any of those videos of real dolls? It was like that kind of thing.
Wow.
Terrifying.
There was for children. Well, where was did you say children? In a children?
Well, they had a child version of it for nurses pretending to work with children. But the one that I got to see was an elderly individual with like wrinkly skin, so it was especially dramatic.
Oh my gosh. I just want to know what they were saying.
I think it could say lots of things. So they would like proctor it from
Please don't peel my skin off, is what they're saying.
Ouch.
But no, it had like lungs. And so at first he was trying to get it to talk to me, and he had turned off the airflow. So there was nothing was happening. And he's like, oh, I got to turn the lungs back on. And so we turned the lungs back on, and then this thing started like breathing and talking. It was wild.
That sounds like ChatGPT's next version release, to be honest.
Pretty much.
Okay. So I attended a first aid training course. And I was working in manufacturing at the time. So very heavily male dominated. And when I was being asked to demonstrate CPR, because that's how you get your certificate, I had 7 men like watching and being extremely inappropriate and asking me to be the CPR doll. But the person who was training was encouraging it, laughing. Yeah. So that was the worst training. But here's the thing, right? So that turned into an investigation in itself.
Good.
Thank goodness.
As it should.
Yeah, even better, I didn't have to do it because I was involved. So that was like workload that I didn't have to do. So I do try and find the silver linings in these things. And if I apply the same mindset to how I worked moving forward, like if you're in HR and you attend a social event and something happens, like a Christmas party or something like that, if you go, then you're just on easy street for like the few months that it takes to investigate everything that went on because you're a witness. So that's a top tip to anyone in HR this evening. Even though you really hate these things, you can really take the load off by going.
I love it.
Yeah, that's smart.
Things the CIPD or SHRM don't tell you.
You just got to be everywhere at once at them. Like, how you just bopped around through all the groups.
Yeah. Kelly, have you got time to investigate this? No, I was there.
I saw all of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I blinked in that direction. I cannot investigate it. I'm so sorry.
I worked for an organization and I was there for a while. Sorry, I'm trying to be ambiguous. That Christmas party, it was just like I should have played like bingo, like tick, I've seen that, tick, I've seen that, tick, I've seen that. Oh, someone's done that, and it was just like,
yeah.
I woke up the next morning going, did I actually see all of that? And I was like, yeah, I did.
And sorry, all of the colleagues who were really flaky and didn't bother and left me on my own, because now the joke's on you. Enjoy that workload. But yeah, worst training was just really horrible, like, sexual harassment stuff.
Yeah, that sucks. To quote the name of our podcast, it's just not okay, right?
No, and like on the other side of investigating these days, I am still so, and I don't know why I'm surprised that these things like still happen, and the enormity of it, and like in the digital age now as well, where even through tech people are getting harassed. And, I just can't. It's just horrible. Anyway, let's move on.
I got a bit of an emotional roller coaster on this, but well, thank you for sharing that. Like that is not
that was
right.
Your first day. Does that tie for the next question?
Oh yeah, you're going to enjoy this one, yeah.
I've enjoyed all of them so far. Like I don't think there isn't one of these that we're not going to enjoy. But
I understand why you self-recruited. This is amazing. Amazingly terrible, but amazing.
Yeah, I should just write a book really, and then just see if I can make a living out of that. I don't know. We'll see.
I think you would. A confessions book. It would be phenomenal.
Yeah. So hang on. What's this? What's your worst first day? So at the time where I left temporarily, and there's no gap in my CV, then I applied for a role, and it was a really niche construction company, and it was for a HR manager role. So got the job and I was immediately available, which should have been a flag in itself, obviously, but they were like, no, come in. And then let me just make sure I'm on the right one. First worst day. Hang on. Yes. So on my first day of this new role, the managing director called me, and I'd been recruited by the HR lead at the time. And the managing director called me saying, I'm not going to be there today. But one thing I'd really like you to do before I come back is get rid of the HR leader.
On your first day?
Yeah. Can I sack my manager, please? get the sense that like shit just
It's
follows.
just like she's game for anything. Let's see where this goes.
This is why I'm a mentor. Honest to God, I've seen it all.
So did you have to do it?
No, well, he wanted me to. I obviously had questions. It's like, first of all,
Yeah, it wasn't just a, oh yeah, sure, whatever.
yeah, of course. First of all, where are you? It's my first day. How crap is this?
Where was he? What was he? Like,
Well,
was
he was obviously driving around in circles somewhere because he just did not want to be in work. I don't know.
I want to be around where this all kicks off.
Yeah, I know. I'll recruit the new girl and she can sort it. So, so I asked questions, like what's so terrible, and and he was of the opinion that she was having inappropriate relations with multiple members of staff, and anyway, all this sort of stuff. So I was like, well, first of all, no, I won't be. Second of all, my compromise is that you get on a call and I will support you both. And let's just have the conversation about the allegations you have, and then we'll have a chat.
Yeah.
Anyway, my manager was absolutely mortified. And yeah, she basically told him to shove his job. And I did write the text of what she said to me as well.
I love that you got the verbatim
Yeah.
quote.
Yeah, I have to like plan, can't misquote this stuff. What'd she say? So the call didn't last very long. She told him where to shove his job and was very theatrical in telling me I was welcome to the role that had no hope. And I should have listened, because very quickly I came to learn that she was right. Not in her behaviour, alleged behaviour, but in terms of being there.
So she just like quit on the spot?
Yeah.
I mean,
On your first, did she quit on your first day, or is this like?
But I think they didn't have the budget for two of us anyway, so I think this is what they were hoping. But they were hoping I would do it. Yeah. And on the same day, so I had really nice, I had an Apple Mac, I had an iPhone, and I dropped them from the top of the stairs all the way to the bottom of the stairs.
Can't make this shit
I'm not sure what was worse.
I can tell you which one was worse. I mean, it's clear which one was worse.
I was more sad about the laptop though, because I couldn't get anything done.
Yeah, you would.
But hers was available, right? Like,
I was disappointed in the other situation. I was just sad about my laptop. Yes, that was fun. And then, as a result of that, I was given my manager's laptop, and it was quite clear from there that things were going on.
Oh, so you just got the laptop, we didn't wipe it or anything? There was no, you just got, oh, okay, we're just...
No, they weren't. I was like, hello. Yeah.
So
right, when we go offline,
us.
I want details about what was on the laptop. Feels inappropriate to take it on this call, on the podcast, but
yeah,
with a pictures. That's, or was it just text?
Hey, like, you're in HR. Are you dumb enough to have things documentable on your own like work computer? Really?
I mean,
clearly.
Some people don't get it, right? Like two people going to a Coldplay concert. Some people just don't think these things through.
We're still on that.
I love it. I just think it's so fascinating that anyone would ever want to go and see Coldplay.
I know, me too.
It's just boring. It's so boring.
My 3-year-old is a huge fan of Coldplay.
Oh,
because the Sing 2 movie.
Yeah.
And they've got and they've got like a Coldplay song in there, and he absolutely loves it.
That's cute.
Yeah,
That's
every
cute.
time I hear it now, I'm like, oh, for God's sake.
So I just want to call attention to the next question, and I don't need to introduce it necessarily, but like the worst thing you've ever been asked to do was not fire your boss on your first day.
No.
Wow, no, that can't be. No. Oh my goodness.
I need a drink.
I have never been more glad that I drink when we record these, because I cannot cope with this.
Yeah.
Take it away then. Tell us about the worst thing you've been asked to do at work.
So same company.
Of course.
So the company, like I say, it was a niche construction, and they had a lot of workers from the Philippines on a skilled workers visa. And I discovered there were a lot of really, illegal practices going on in the organization, but just the treatment of people, it was horrific. ACAS, I'm not sure if you're familiar with ACAS, Carly, but it's an organization that, if something's going wrong and there's claims coming to you, they call you. And I was on the phone to ACAS, at least twice a day for different things. Anyway, it became such an issue in a very short space of time, because I was only there for 5 weeks, that the managing director and the owner of the company and me were summoned to the Philippine embassy in London. And it was at that point, I went into the managing director's office and I said, right, well, this is the data. What they're saying is absolutely substantiated. And it's probably not all of it. Should be ashamed of yourselves, blah, blah, blah. And they basically told me that I had to lie or I would lose my job. Oh, no. And they would make sure that I didn't work in HR again, which is hilarious. Anyway, so at that point, I gave them the second-hand laptop that I had and the phone, and I left. And I walked out and I was like, shit, I'm in the centre of Cardiff. I've got nothing. And I remember phoning my dad going, I just left my job. Can you come and get me? He's like, what? Why? I was like, not now. Like, not now. Can you please just come and get me?
I'll talk about it on a podcast in a couple of years' time. You'll hear all about it then. We'll cover it then.
I'll name drop you, Dad, okay? There you go. Yeah.
Lie for us, or we're going to blackmail you into lying for us.
Yeah. Or they were going to ruin me.
What, so did you not, you didn't get to go to the
No.
Philippines embassy? One of my questions was going to be, what's the Philippines embassy like? Is it nice?
I did not go.
That's a shame. Well, it's not a shame, but...
Well, it would have made this a much more interesting podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's been so dull so far.
I wasn't in jail.
Like Tiger King, you could be doing you could just be doing the podcast from prison. Tell us more.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was horrific.
That's well.
The company doesn't exist anymore, thankfully. I feel like I need to say that because the treatment of people there was just like upsetting,
Yeah, that's.
And they're not operational anymore. But yeah, that was a point in time I do not miss.
Sounds like a really traumatic 5 weeks.
How did you recover from that 5-week period? What did you do after that 5 weeks?
Back to Toby's company?
To Toby's, hang on, which one was Toby's now? I did. I was re-recruited by that HR director I was previously with, and that's when I got to have my revenge. I mean, work with Toby.
Yeah.
So I boomerang back.
My brain is absolutely scrambled with just all sorts of.
I did actually think, what just happened? Like,
yeah, there's got to be some sort of like shell shock, just like I can't, because it's all happened in such a short space of time. Like
Yeah,
it wasn't one
bad.
thing; it was multiple things.
Yes.
And you threw it all away. You could have had dinner at the. I don't think they're giving you dinner at the embassy, but I've always just wanted to go to an embassy to see what it's like.
Right.
I
Well,
was at the U.S. Embassy in Mexico.
The which what?
The U.S. Embassy in Mexico. That was a cool place.
I'll be honest, Kelly. I don't want to go to a U.S. embassy. That's not what I'm after. I'm after something a bit more.
I mean, it was exactly what you'd expect from a U.S. embassy 20 years ago, but
lots of cigars and whiskey.
Suits.
I don't know what's inside an embassy. The only context I have of what's inside an embassy are all the episodes in 24 where he shoots up embassies. And in James Bond films as well. And I think I've got grand expectations for what an embassy is like. I think never meet your heroes, never go to an embassy.
I'm trying to think. There was well, it can't be that good now because I can't remember the name of the film. But there was a scene where these two guys were trying to get into an embassy and they were being shot at over and over and over. Anyway, it was a really good film. It did end well, but yeah, it looked cool.
I just didn't think we'd be talking about international embassies, but we've covered a lot of ground so far. Let's cover some more ground. Let's.
Yeah.
What's the one easy change that would have made a huge difference at work? How long's the list?
I looked at this. I looked at this question, right, and I thought, there's so much. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Out of everyone we've spoken to, you should have
we should have just given you a new laptop instead of the manager's laptop.
Yes. Good cybersecurity.
Or just reset it. Just factory reset it before, I tell you what, before we hand it over, I'll just, because it takes, if it's a MacBook as well, that is super easy. That's like 3 clicks.
Is it?
It's even easier to that's what even baffles me even more. It's like, it's not even hard to do. Both phone and laptop. You could have completely factory reset in minutes.
That based on the fact that she left in the way that she did, she probably wasn't of the mindset of, I must go on to my laptop.
Yeah,
when she got outside, she was like, oh my God.
And at that point, you've got to make a decision, right? Now, do I go back in and say, can I just have a quick go on the laptop before you do anything with it? Why? Just don't ask any questions. Just have 5 minutes with a laptop, and then I'll be out your hair. And that must have played out just outside the door. Like, oh shit! I should have done that. Oh, it's all right. Just never talk to any of them again. It's fine. I'll move to a different country.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there one easy thing that can make the world of work better?
I do actually think so, and it is. It's more around like talent management and talent nurture and assessment. So, I've been involved in a lot of talent management processes, and it's always, as much as organizations like to think it's not, the minute they hear someone's name, there's already a label on it, right? And it would end up within like these talent reviews that we'd have quarterly, and it was just like a performance version of the Hunger Games, really. And I just used to dread them all the time. So I trialed something which was to only talk about the impact that individuals had. Removed the names. I literally just put the impact. I delivered the message, and then it would be like person A, B, C, whatever. And then the talent review, like scoring or, whatever it would be deemed as, would be based on impact. And I'll never forget the one time, because I only got to do it once before I left that part of the business. The reaction of the room when it was almost like a big reveal at the end, right? Like, see, these are your top performers, and the arguments that ensued. but me being able to like hold a mirror up to people and go, see, like you did not know who these people were, yet you measured them on their impact and your decisions were completely different. Shame on you. Like I was like, it's like a mic drop. Now I'm moving to a different part now.
I love there's so many mic drop moments that you've had, but like that is awesome. That is so
but I do
cool.
think that like small change and anonymizing people and focusing on impact only, and not the stuff around, or development areas, and really focusing on what people did wrong because they're human or they couldn't go to work for some reason, or all that sort of crap. It was about the impact they actually had on the overall picture, and it was the best like outcome of a review that had the least complaints ever from employees. And it is simple, just anonymize it and focus on the impact.
I love that. I had a conversation with someone the other day. We were talking about CVs, and this is indicative of the problem with any technology, but in particular AI, right? Is that we are slapping on new technology onto such an archaic thing as a CV. Like it just doesn't do the thing it needs to do, and it's so old. We're still using that. But instead of rethinking what should we do differently, we kind of go, well, let's just assume CVs are right, and then just slap on tech over tech over tech and over tech. And what I love that you've done there, you just rethink the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
and you end up with a much better thing. And like you say, it's an easy change. It's not necessarily particularly taxing to do, but you become human centered at its very core, and it's just a better world to live in.
Yeah, but nobody. I get my soapbox now, but nobody goes to work with an intent to harm. Like everyone wants to make a living, to have the existence outside of work that they want. And I feel really passionate about that. And whenever there's kind of course, there has to be like, performance discussions if things are happening, but not in a way that is making people actually perform worse because they feel psychologically unsafe because of it. It's just not okay. So yeah, that's my quick tip.
I'm going to do a quick pivot because there is someone in the comments and it's my mum.
Oh no.
I love this Welsh lady. Called Kelly. But you've had such a this is what I love about my mum, is like the bad bit and then it's good bit. You've had such awful experiences, but you are really funny. So there you go.
Oh, thanks.
There you go.
It's the meds. Okay.
So hello, Mum. Thanks for joining in. Really appreciate it. Lovely to have you here. And as we talked about in the green room, she used to live in Barry. But anyway, this isn't Let's Talk About Wales podcast. That is another thing that we're probably going to do after this, since I think there's hours worth of content there. Yeah. Here's our, we have the kind of Top Gear leaderboard, right, of commutes. And so this is your opportunity to get your time on the board. Crucially, we've had people going, well, I did this one commute and I went to, it was like 10 hours. And I'm like, no, I'm talking about regular commute. What was your longest regular commute? So yeah, answer that question, please.
Okay. So when I was project managing, without knowing I was project managing, I was based in the Czech Republic for 6 months. So every Sunday, because I'd have to be there for 8 o'clock for Monday meetings, every Sunday I'd fly out to Prague, and every Friday night on the last flight back, I'd be flying back. And I did that for 6 months.
Well, every week?
Every week.
And so how long are we talking in
hours? My God.
Because this is going to be, you're going to go straight to the top. I can tell you that now. Like, because we've had people say, oh, I flew somewhere, and like you did that once. That doesn't count. But I think we can put this
like
on.
6 months. Well, should we ask ChatGPT?
Why not?
Hang on, I flew.
This is the first whilst Kelly's doing that. This is the first time we've had live AI interaction on the podcast. So on to your butts.
From Bristol. Hang on. Twice per week for 6 months.
Oh no, we just need it. We just need the one way time?
I want to know this answer though.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Good.
Brace
Now,
yourself.
now I'm invested.
Yeah. How many miles is that and how many hours? One moment, please. 74,880 miles.
I
208,
was like, that can't be hours.
208 hours. So that's the total for 6 months. But that's based on like a 4-hour commute, like flying, plus 2-hour commute to the airport. So 6 hours one way.
That's nearly 9 full days in 6
Yeah.
months. You were just
And imagine they adopted you know what? She could do some of that from home. Oh, wow. 9 days extra productivity. Who'd have thunk?
Did you always stay in the same hotel when you went over?
No.
Oh, that's nice. Then so you at least had a bit of variety.
Hotel horror stories are a different one.
Okay. That work travel, maybe that is worst work trip should be in there because I stayed in a horrible hotel last week. Anyway, this isn't about hotel reviews. We're not TripAdvisor. Callie, do you want to go ahead and ask the last question?
So wait. Are we doing number 8?
Well, so dear listener and viewer, we're going to let you into a little secret. There used to be a question which was, tell us about your worst colleague, which most people have refused to answer so far. But Kelly comes in and goes, fuck it, I'll do it. So for one episode only, go ahead, Kelly. Let's ask the question that no one else will answer.
I don't know why, but okay. So in one of my roles, there was a senior manager. We'll call them Bob. And this senior manager was in a relationship with a team lead. And it was evident to me that they were in a relationship because he was starting to be very invested in like the interactions I was having with the team lead, because and very opinionated, even though they were of a different part of the business and this was my client area. And he was passing his opinions on how it should be run, how this person isn't being supported enough and blah, blah, blah. All the pillow talk that they were having was coming out in daily conversations with me. So he was probably the worst one because he was starting to get quite aggressive when this team lead was in a performance management process for good reason. But I did know when they'd stopped seeing each other because he came in one morning and he said, I absolutely think this person needs to leave the business. I think you've been right all along. I thought, oh, they're not together anymore.
Yesterday was a rough day.
Yeah, so he was probably like my nightmare co-worker. Yeah.
I like, how dumb are you? Do you not think that that's going to be him? Like,
oh.
I'm Bob. I'm going to rename
Oh, yeah,
Bob.
could you imagine? Callie, stop
You
me so
I
piece of
am in awe of how brilliant you are from all of these things that you've navigated and like how well you've put them together to be completely, transparent here. But no, Bob, who I'm going to rename Toby number 2. How dumb do you have to be to think it's not going to be obvious that something was happening now that this person you've been ferociously defending is all of a sudden like, yeah, get rid of him, it's fine.
I know. But you have to take like the humor in all of this, right? Because I'd be like, oh, so how were you of that opinion then? Oh, like, tell me a bit more of where you got that information from. And I enjoyed that side of it. But it really did get on my nerves, it was starting to get really like in my way. So he ended up being performance managed actually.
I'm breathless. I just can't keep up. This is also becoming our longest episode ever.
Is it?
Which it kind of has to be. There's no way we can shortcut this. But we are actually at our final question. And again, I just don't know how you're going to answer this because, like, each time I think, well, surely you're just got to be one of the previous questions. You're just going to refer to that. But I'll just ask it and let's see where we go. But what's a recurring nightmare you've had because of a bad work experience?
Just work. No.
Oh, yeah, turning up.
Well, it's a topic that's really like, it's quite popular at the moment, and it's about violence in HR. Because the amount of things that I can talk about my own experience as an employee. In the profession, there's a lot of violence against HR, whether that's physical, psychological, and even up to just a few weeks ago, but more from a client point of view now, we get involved in things and people think it's okay to treat us in a way that is threatening. Someone tried to physically assault me a few weeks ago, all because I sent an investigation letter that had standard wording on it that upset them. And I think that it's a bigger topic for, a different day, but the recurring nightmare, and for someone who has been through a lot of this and has got, a lot of resilience in one respect, there are certain parts of the job I dread, and that is the recurring nightmare. It's the violence towards HR, which feels like a rubbish thing to end on, doesn't it? We should tell a joke now, but it is horrific.
Well, when me and Kelly started talking about doing this podcast is like, we want to talk about the shit things, because if we don't talk about them, things will never change. We can't just focus on, doing things. It's like, well, we need to air these conversations, right? And I think it's a really, really important conversation. And quite honestly, as a man who's worked in HR for 15 years, I haven't experienced it, and so I do have to think that there's a huge amount of gender bias play, right? Because so, and that aside, to quote Michael Scott, because you said we should tell a joke, so I'm going to try and bring some levity to such a serious topic, not to reduce the impact of what you're saying, but it's when Stanley has a heart attack, he goes, no one should have to go to work and think that they're going to die. And you're like, well, duh, yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, like, out of all the places you can visit in the world, like the place where you're going to spend most of the time other than your own home, that's just not right. It doesn't make sense.
No. It's horrific, and it's something that as a profession, and I personally don't think the CIPD is equipped to do it, is to change how HR is perceived, to really equip HR professionals with the tools and mindsets to fight back, even though we shouldn't have to. It's a big deal. It's something I'm very focused on at the moment.
Well, I think it's a societal issue as well, right? That we live in a society, not where it's seen as okay, because I don't think it necessarily is seen as okay, but we've created an environment where people think it's okay. So society knows it's not okay, but some people think this is an inappropriate way to behave. And that whether it's the system of work, whether it's society as a whole that's enabled that, there are these forces that need to be challenged and disrupted. And I think I talked about it on a podcast last week, actually, that you have to call it out. You have to talk about it, because you can't just like, oh, I didn't realize that happened. It's like, yeah, it happens. And to some of the posts that we've all seen on social media recently, it happens a lot. The fact that it happens once is too many, but it happens all too often to all too many people. In a world that shouldn't happen. So I think
in a profession that is there because they care about people,
which it's crazy, right? So
I think though there's kind of two dynamics. If I'm gonna like compartmentalize HR people into two categories here. There's that, which I think is the vast majority, but I think a lot of the bad opinions come from people who want power, who don't know how else to get it. So by being in charge of decisions for other people, they think that somehow they have this control that they don't know how to elicit elsewhere. And they're the ones who give people such a bad taste for HR that they have absolutely no idea that the most of us are fighting the hard fight every single day trying to make it better for them.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, Callie. You know, with the amount of teams I've been in and the ivory towers that certain people have put themselves in, you know, some examples I've shared today, but there are a lot more. And it is sad that that's where power is exercised. Why is power even needed? You know, but one for a different day.
I was about to say there is a long, much needed conversation to be had on that. But Kelly, it's been emotional. It's been a journey. It's been an absolutely incredible episode. Thank you so much for joining us. Callie, I know it's also one of the most difficult episodes for me because you've both got names that are so bloody similar. But Callie, how do you even begin to sum up this episode before we check out of here and finish the ep up?
I mean, I think you did such a fantastic job with your summary right now of why this podcast exists, why it's important that we have these conversations, is people just have absolutely no idea what work can look like. And so having someone like you, Kelly, who's so willing to come and say, look at all of these crazy things that have happened, and I can still laugh about it and I can still try to make it better for other people. I think like that's what this is all about, and why I'm so grateful that you would give us your time to be able to come and hang out like this.
Oh, you are welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's been our pleasure. And where can people find you, connect with you, follow you, and hear more of these wacky, crazy, horrendous, funny stories that you have?
I'm on LinkedIn, but I get blocked for most of my content. But yeah, I've got a website. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm toying with TikTok at the minute, but I don't really know how to use it. I'm on Instagram. So if you look for either Kelly Venkiah or Venkiah Mentoring, then you shall find me.
I'm going to call it, get yourself on TikTok, because if you do even an eighth of the stuff that you've talked about today, and with the humor, but the gravitas and the impact that you're having, you'll be famous, and you won't want to come on our podcast again because you'll be on, I was going to say Joe Rogan's podcast. You won't be on that. But a big podcast is what you'll be on, not our rinky-dink little show. But it has been an absolute pleasure.
Never forget where you're from, Toby. Never.
As Gary Barlow once said. Beautiful. And with that, Kelly, we wish you a lovely evening, and thank you very much for joining us.
Bye.
See ya. What an episode. I can't even begin to tell you the feeling I have. I feel emotionally drained from that. What an episode.
I think like first person back again has got to be Kelly for round 2 of like, I'm sure you can feel this again without duplicating any stories based on everything you shared.
There's a challenge. There is an absolute challenge. So our next show in a couple of weeks is going to be our dear friend Holly Norton from out there, Arizona. And you and Holly are going to hook up in a couple of weeks, couple of months for Disrupt HR Phoenix.
October 23rd. Get your tickets now.
But before we get to that, what's happening next week, Kelly?
We are less than 1 week out from Disrupt HR Minneapolis, who will be co-emceed by, who apparently it's a person, co-emceed by
me. I'm coming back to MSP, baby. It's gonna be awesome.
Are we doing? I thought we were live streaming. Are we doing a special episode? I think we need to answer these questions.
Yeah, we'll do a live episode, you and me answering these questions, and that'll probably be a mega 2-hour ep, but we will definitely do that.
We can do it from a brewery or something, and just
we could do
actually
it
Sunday night. We should do it
we could do it from the karaoke bar.
Oh. Otter Bar, karaoke saloon.
A lot of background noise. Or Juicy Lucy's or whatever the burger place was called.
I don't think they have internet. You have to
No,
pick it.
we will struggle. Okay, so let's get out of here. This has been awesome, our longest ep ever, and definitely Kelly is going to come back at some point because we need to hear some more of those stories. I feel like there's a lot left in the tank that we haven't uncovered. But for now, thank you for joining us if you're watching the live stream, or if you're listening as a podcast. Thank you for listening, and we'll hear you next time. We won't hear you next time. You'll hear us next time with Holly Norton.